the opposition is being prevented deliberately from asking pertinent questions relating to what the minister has said in his statement. This is a thwarting of the democracy. It makes a mockery of the parliament, and it's an abuse of the powers of the speaker. And we want Jamaica as a whole to be very aware of the threat to our democracy that is posed when the parliament's rules are interpreted and applied in a way that prevents the opposition from being an effective opposition carrying out their duty to the public under the Constitution to hold the government accountable. Question after question was prevented from being asked. I myself had my microphone turned off when I was raising a submission to the speaker as to why the manner in which she was conducting the proceedings was improper, irregular, unparliamentary, and thwarting the democracy of the country and should not continue. She shut us down, and we felt compelled to respond by taking ourselves out. We didn't have any other recourse at the time, but we will be considering other approaches going forward. We don't intend to absent ourselves from proceedings as a general practice. That is a last resort. And there are other things that we're considering as to how we can respond. But Jamaica needs to be aware of the threat to the democracy that is being posed by the parliament being conducted in the way it was today. This is a pending storm, there's already flooding in parts of the corporate area, no doubt elsewhere. People are already being severely inconvenienced and no doubt are in danger as motorists and commuters and pedestrians as well. And we as the opposition are asking pertinent questions like, what resources are being provided to members of parliament to put the necessary measures in place to protect our citizens? There may be drains that need to be cleared. There may be vulnerable people that need to have some kind of food support. And these questions were not allowed to be asked. We can't function like this as a democracy, and we must stand up to it. There's one other point we want to make, which is to do with the way in which the speaker is operating concerning the scheduling of who can ask questions when. So there's this new microphone system. It's about how old now, would you say?
About 2 years.
About 2 years old, which she controls as speaker. And today she issued some kind of ruling as to how we are to conduct ourselves going forward. She wants us to raise our hands like children in a classroom when we want to ask questions. The microphone has a sequencing feature to it, so that people who want to ask a question press the button, it turns on a green light, and when you're recognized by the speaker, the light turns red, and the mic is then open, and you can speak. That is not the system that she wants to deploy. Instead, she wants us to raise our hands, and when we catch our eye, she can decide who should speak and what. If she catches our eye, she will decide who can speak and when. That is not in the standing orders. That is not in the rules of the House. And again, it represents another co-option by the Speaker of authority, which the rules don't give her, as to how the proceedings of the House should be conducted. And we're very concerned about that as well.